When we looked at getting data from your user earlier, one thing we highlighted was the fact that all of the data from show input dialog was in string format. If you try to convert that into an integer and your user happens to have input an integer, that will work fine. But if they typed anything other than a number into that dialog box, Java will crash, giving you an error message. What if you don't want Java to crash though? That's where error handling comes in. The main way to handle errors is through a try-catch statement. In this example, we ask the user to input a number, and then we have a try statement, which contains a conversion from string to integer. If they input a number, we will just print that number out with a quick sentence. If the user doesn't input a number, we will normally get an error at this point, but because it's inside the try statement here, if an error is thrown, Java will just move down to the catch statement. We do pass across a parameter e, which contains details about the error, but for simplicity's sake, we just output an error message of our own. It might be tempting to put all of your code inside of a try-catch, but you shouldn't. You should only put code inside the try-catch when you expect that it's reasonable that a user will cause an error. In this case, it's very easy not to type a number, which is why it's inside a try-catch. There are plenty of occasions where try-catch statements are useful, but possibly the most common usage of them is whenever you're dealing with user input. You could put this code inside a do-while loop, for instance, and repeat asking for the number for however long it takes for the user to input a number. It's also possible for you to throw your own errors too. In this example, I've added some code on line 4 which throws an error. It's as easy as typing throw new exception and then any message inside quotation marks inside the brackets. I've also amended line 16 to show the message from the error, which is found in the eParameters getMessage method. Throwing custom errors might seem a little counterintuitive right now. You obviously want to get your program to work. But as you're writing programs, you'll quickly see that there are times when even if the data you have is technically valid, but you know processing it would be a bad idea, you can cancel out of processing by throwing an error. And if you show your user that error message instead of just printing it out in console, they can go away and try and fix the data so that it can be processed.